First off, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm doing okay. So I mean, there's not much to it other than it's over. So that's good.
This has been a journey that has lasted you 6 years, Carissa. Tell us about your journey.
Um, it was real rough in the beginning just because no one really was like supportive, and then there was like no communication with it when I came forward. It was all like the investigation process, and then just no communication from Frederick Boulevard at all. And then the investigation was kept to an extent of what they could share with us and what they couldn't, but silence does kill, so.
We're now approaching the 1-year anniversary of him being arrested. Tell us about how this last year has been from the time he was arrested to the trial, to the verdict, and now the sentencing that just happened on January 7th.
So from the beginning, it was stressful. There's a lot of ups and downs with these kind of things. Just regular court hearings, it takes a toll on the body and the mind, just seeing your abuser in the courtroom and in front of you, being in the same space as them. And then trial, that was something else. It's hard to get up there and share your story with the completely strangers, complete jury that you have no idea who they are or what they'll say or if they'll find him guilty. So.
Tell us about the process you had to go through mentally to prepare for your testimony at the trial back in November.
I've been doing a lot of therapy with Voices of Courage, and they've helped me a lot through that. So, I mean, it's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, you have good days, you have bad days, but you just can't get stuck on the bad days. You got to keep going and get back up and build that resilience. So.
I was there when you gave your victim impact statement the day of sentencing, and I remembered very well you told the judge that you found your voice, you are not a victim, you are a survivor, and your chapter ends today. Do you feel like that chapter is now completely over, or do you still feel like you have a ways to go?
As far as court things go, that chapter's over, but it's also 6 years of him, Timothy Brown, writing my story, and that's just, it's not his to write, it's mine. And so, I mean, when people use the term victim, it's so like, the word itself just feels self-inflicting. That's why I don't like it. We're not victims, even though the court sees it that way. We are survivors, and we have a voice, and we're not going to back down for it. So.
Throughout the investigation, there was a previous victim found from Indiana from 25 years ago, Abigail. I know that you and her went back and forth supporting each other through this process. How did Abby help you in this process?
So me and Abby never had any communication before trial. It was the day of trial when she came down to testify and give her story to the court. However, when I found out that there was another victim, it changed how I looked at things, and I wasn't just doing the court case for me. It was to be a voice to the other people who either couldn't come forward or it was too much time had passed, and so the court just overlooked it.
When you found out about Abby and that this went back 25 years, and knowing that her family came forward to say, this man did this to me and nothing was done, did that just give you more courage of like, this cannot happen to me or anybody else ever again?
Yep. And it's a span of 25 years, and throughout my court case, they found other victims who were not mentioned in trial, but there were still people who came forward. Their stories just weren't mentioned in my court case, so.
How are you processing and moving forward from all of this, Carissa?
Just going to therapy. Again, there's going to be hard days. There's going to be good days. Just can't get stuck in patterns and things like that. So got to focus on the positive.
I know for you this has been a journey, because before you finally went to someone who listened to you, you went to other people and they did not listen to you. How did it feel for you to finally have someone believe you and say, I need to let the police, I need to let someone know this is happening to you?
It was stressful, just being that it was gonna like be reported and stuff, because I mean, it can get reported, but there's also a fair chance that nothing is going to be done about it. And then it's the whole waiting game on, oh, people know it's out there. Are they going to do anything about it, or are they just want to brush it under the rug?
I know you did a journal. Did you feel journaling, because some people, when people say, oh, journaling helps, do you think journaling helped you to cope with your silence before you finally was able to share it?
Yes, journaling isn't for everybody. There's other ways you can like relieve yourself in a healthy manner. But for me, I went to writing because that's what I've always done and I've always known. So,
have you continued to journal?
I actually have not. I've kind of put a stop to it just because I don't see kind of a point to it right now, because I mean, sentencing is over, and so I'm just kind of giving myself a break from writing things down and everything like that.
I know you say you're still going to therapy. Are there other things you're doing to kind of like help you move forward the process, like family, friends? You know, what else have you been doing to try to help you move forward with the process?
My family's helped me a lot, very supportive. What friends stuck by my side and didn't leave, they're very good. And then my boyfriend has been very good to me as well. So, I mean, I do have people now, and I mean, it sucked at the beginning because people would turn a blind eye because it's just, you know, sexual abuse is, oh no, we don't want any part of that, because, you know, it's hard and it's rough and it's dirty and people don't like to get their hands dirty with it. But it is something that's very real and it needs voiced more often than it does.
How do you want to be a voice to others who have been in your situation, Carissa?
I don't know. I honestly really don't know that answer, but I just know that if I continue to share my story and my perspective, that hopefully people will either come up about their story or anything like that. But it's really, you gotta, I mean, if you don't take a risk, then you're not living, you're just existing. So you need to take a step and you need to take the risk, because if I didn't, he would still be active in the community.
How, I know for you and your family, you guys feel like the church, Frederick Boulevard, abandoned you guys. Is there anything you want to personally say?
I mean, Frederick Boulevard did turn the backs on us. Again, not sure as to why, being that they're a Christian community, and as Christians, you're supposed to support your people. But again, sexual abuse, you just turn away. But it's also the fact that they were negligent in hiring him in the beginning, and it says so on all the articles that came out during trial. So,
how has your religious views changed because of what happened?
they have. I'm not against religion, but I also don't like people like saying like that they like trying to put their beliefs on me. Like, I believe like you can like have your opinion. We both can have our opinion on things. Just we need to respect each other, and respect's a two-way street. So,
are there any goals now that you have? Now that you put this chapter behind you, do you have any goals? College, life in general?
Yeah, I probably will start doing college, and I mean, if any way I can help or be a voice to others, then that's what I plan to do as well. So,
what do you want to say to girls out there who are probably going through something like this right now and they don't know what to do?
Well, you're never going to know what to do. There's a lot of uncertainty with these kind of things, and it's never your fault, and secrecy is keeping that shame and guilt and that's not yours to carry. It's really not. That shame and that guilt needs to be put on the perpetrator and not on yourself, because you were a kid or you were an adult, or it doesn't matter the situation, because their actions are a reflection of them and what they did, and it's not a reflection of you. So,
Do you feel like 74 years wasn't enough?
I believe it's not, but it is what it is, and he's still in jail and he's going to stay there. So, no matter how much years of time in prison, it's never going to fix any of the other girls' life. It's just won't. But I believe that he deserves to be there for the rest of his life, but 74 years kind of calls for that. So,
Is there anything else that I haven't asked you want to add, Carissa?
no, I think that's it.
Again, I appreciate you being here, and again, I appreciate you and your parents telling your story finally out to the public, and following your story for this last year has inspired me in so many ways, and you are wise beyond your years, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.